This is the last of our 2025 workshops. So we've got workshops 25. I've got this WhatsApp for intermediates because we have covered some of this stuff before, and there will be one or two slides that will be a recap of things that we've talked about already. So the topics, fairly simple really. So checking your message status. When you send a chat, so when you send a message, you get some information about what it means. I'll talk about that. How to send photos and videos. I know some people already use that. Finding chats. That's really quite an interesting one because if someone sent you something you can't remember, you've arranged to meet for coffee, you can't remember what it was. It's useful to be able to find that person's message. Talk about voice messages and voice transcripts. Kat's not here. She uses voice messages quite a lot. And then finally we'll look at security when using WhatsApp. So message status. Now who knows what the ticks mean on a message? Anyone seen these ticks? Yeah? Okay. So when you send a message, when you send a letter to someone, you put it in the post box, and you hope they'll get it, right? You don't know if they get it, you hope they get it. If they get it, they might reply to you if you like. When you send a message on WhatsApp, you can see what's happened, and you get these ticks that tell you what's happened. And you get 3 status messages actually. You get 1 tick, 4.
1 grey tick, 2 grey ticks,
and 2 blue ticks.
1 blue tick.
Oh, 1 blue tick.
2 blue ticks.
I've never seen 1 blue tick.
Means it's got there, but they haven't. They might not have their internet switched on, or it's reached their phone, but they haven't seen it.
I'm missing one then. I'm missing one. Okay. So 1 grey tick means it's left your phone. So that means it's successfully done. There is actually a 4th one. If you haven't got internet and you try and send a message, you'll get a little picture of a clock. And that means that it hasn't yet left your phone because it's waiting. The clock means it's waiting for connection on your phone. But ordinarily, you'll see 1 tick and the message was sent. That should happen pretty quickly. So the message left your phone. 2 ticks means it's got to the other person's phone. So your recipient has received the message. Could be in their pocket, could be in their purse. They might not have seen it yet. So it says when they read it, it turns to 2 blue ticks. And there's a single blue tick, is there?
Yes, that means it's reached their device, but they haven't seen it. Like if they are on, like my son, for instance, he puts himself in work focus mode, so he doesn't get interrupted by WhatsApp messages.
Okay. All right. So those are the ones commonly seen. But the interesting thing is they change from grey to blue. So if you have WhatsApp on your phone, if you open your phone now, look at one of your chats, you're going to see the status on the chats that you've sent, and you can look on either our group or whatever. just check that you have those ticks on your messages.
Salim, can I ask you?
Yeah.
So my godson, for example, has a habit of not going to the blue ticks. I know he's read things.
Right. So that's a good
question. He stores
question.
them for some other time or something.
Yes.
So there's never more than just 2 grey ticks.
Right. So that's an interesting thing. So every one of us has the ability to turn what's called the read receipt marking off. Now, I don't recommend you do that. You can go to settings and turn it off. That means the person who sent you the message can't tell you read it. Now, some people do that when they use WhatsApp at work. They don't want their boss to know that they read the message. Can you come in tomorrow a bit early? So turn that off, and then they can blissfully come in at late and ignore the messages. But yeah, ordinarily it will notify the sender that you've read the message, but you can turn the read receipt off. You can't turn those things off. You can't turn off to say that the message has arrived at your phone, because actually that's the message notification that the sender gets. The sender knows that it's sent from their phone, and the sender knows it's got to the other end. But you can turn off the bit that tells them that you've read it, and some people choose to do that. But yeah, ordinarily it will do that. Did you all see the ticks on your messages?
Yeah.
And if they're old messages, they should be blue. If they're ones you just sent, it might still be grey. Or if you've got like Marta's nephew, did you say? Godson, who doesn't want people to know he's read his messages, he can turn that feature off.
I think it's the young more like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you unread a message?
I don't think you can on WhatsApp. So on email, you can mark it as read and unread, but email doesn't email ordinarily doesn't notify the other end. There are read receipts on email these days, but ordinarily email didn't notify the sender that the message had been read. That was a local notification for you to kind of manage your inbox, saying, have I read this, have I not read this? And if you read something quickly but didn't take it in, you can mark it as unread, so it's still marked so you can go back to it and read it. On WhatsApp, you can't mark it as unread once you've read it. Okay, so sending photos and videos. So mostly when we send, they're called chats, we call them messages or chats. Means the same thing really. But typically we're sending a text message, you know, hello, how are you? Or, you know, I'm here, where are you? That kind of message, you know. But you can actually add things to your message. You can add a photo or video. And I know some people do that. So we're going to go through and do a little exercise. We'll do that now. If you're on an iPhone, you'll need, if you haven't done this before, you'll need to set the permissions up, because iPhone doesn't let an app like WhatsApp access photos on the phone unless you've allowed it to do that. So it's just a little bit of security, because your photos, you know, may have private stuff in there, and you might just want to be doubly sure that, you know, you're okay about sending it to people. But assuming you are, then this is what we do. So again, we can probably use the, is everyone on the social group, or is everyone on the tech group? I should imagine everyone's probably most likely on the tech group, aren't they? I would think. Who's on our WhatsApp group?
Social group.
On our social group? But most people are, you're not on our social group or tech group?
If you want to join, if you have one of our old newsletters, there are links at the bottom of the newsletters, so you can join the tech group or the social group. Tech group is if you've got a difficult question. We'll be there over Christmas, but not every day, you know, so a lot of people use it when the club's not running. But there are links on the bottom of our newsletters usually to how to join in the small print that nobody looks at. All the way at the bottom of the newsletter, there's links how to join. That's probably the easiest way. Yeah. Otherwise, one of us would have to put your phone number in our device. And I'm using mine for filming, so I can't. I'm not going to take it off the thing.
So, if you're not on the 5 Bells social and tech group, what you can do is just you can send it to a friend or something. You can just send a picture. So if you ignore that privacy thing, let's assume that you've got that set up. Now, there's some complicated instructions. We're not going to do most of that stuff. We're going to do the first 3 lines. We're going to open a chat, and we're going to either send a photo or attach a photo. So if you open up your WhatsApp, and you'll see at the bottom there's a little box where you type in, right? It's where you normally would type hello or whatever. And you'll notice at the end of that box there are 2 icons. One looks like a camera, and if it's an Android phone, it looks like a paper clip, like this. And if it's an iPhone, it's a plus sign. And if you tap on the camera, you can take a picture. So I'm going to take a picture of all of you. It's not a great picture. And I'm going to send that to the social group. So now, if you're on the social group, you'll see a picture of this room.
Yes. Can we put the phones on silent, please?
So you can all try doing that. If you just open your WhatsApp.
Sorry, can I just you want everybody to just practice sending a picture on
absolutely. Yeah. So open your WhatsApp, and instead of typing a message, press the picture of the camera and take a picture. You're familiar. You send the pictures on WhatsApp. Yeah. So taking photographs and sending them is a really easy thing to do. And so there's 2 icons. So some of you use the camera icon and you took a picture. You can take a picture of the room. You can take a picture of yourself. You take a selfie. The other thing you can do is use the plus sign or the paper clip. It depends on whether you've got an Android or iPhone. They've got slightly different icons. And that allows you to attach a picture you've already got. So if you took a picture when you were away on holiday and you want to share that with people, you can attach a picture or a video and send that on WhatsApp. So that's another thing you can do. You can either take a picture or send a picture you've already got in your gallery, in your photos gallery. So I'm not going to go through these other things. You can do other things also. You can attach a document. You can even tell people where you are by sharing your location on a map. But well, if you want to do those sort of things, that's probably better for a Tuesday. But I think these 2 things, just sending a photograph, taking a photograph and sending it, or sending a photograph we've already taken, are quite useful. And I've got the instructions for iPhone and Android, but actually they're very similar. And that's deliberate, right? WhatsApp is designed to work the same, whatever device you're on, because it's the WhatsApp people write that out and they try to keep it consistent. Now, one thing we talked about when we were talking about photographs a couple of weeks ago is the quality of a photograph. when you take a photograph with your phone, you actually get a very high quality photograph. But it's quite a big file. So what WhatsApp does, it shrinks the file down to send it. Which is quite nice, because if you're just looking at the picture on a phone, which is what most people do, a small picture is fine. So if sometimes you need a small picture because the picture you've got is too big to send by email or to share with someone, so you can WhatsApp it to yourself, and that will shrink the photo down. It's an easy way to take a very big photo and shrink it down to a more manageable size. But if you want to send it to someone and they're going to print it, you can send it to the print shop or show it to someone who wants to print it out, to actually frame it and put it on the wall, then you don't want to shrink the photograph itself. But WhatsApp isn't a good way of showing a photograph like that. You want to send it by email or some other way. There are other ways of sending photographs, which we talked about at the photographic workshop. So WhatsApp does reduce the pictures. But my niece, she's a very keen photographer. She takes great photographs, but none of us get to see her photographs because she refuses to send them on WhatsApp because she doesn't like the fact they don't look as good. So as a result, we never see her photographs, even though they're lovely. So we've got no pictures from her at family events. Right, search. We're going to spend a little bit of time now searching for things. So if you go back into one of the, either a group or a chat that you've already got. So again, I'm going to go into our 5 Bells group, the social group. So when you go into, there's lots of pictures that have come along from everyone, so thank you for those. So there's some nice pictures there. When you're in the chat, at the top of the screen, there are 3 dots. Okay, so on an iPhone it says search, I think it's a search icon. On Android there's 3 dots at the top. If you click on the search button, you'll see a search option will come up. So if you're on iPhone, you've got a search button.
We've got both that, a search button, we've also got dots.
Right, so if you're in the chat, so are you in the chat?
Yeah, I'm in the chat.
You're in the chat. But are you in a particular chat? No, you're not in 5, so you go to socials. And now you can search in here. Yeah, you've got the search box.
Oh, right.
So you can. Oh, you're on an iPhone as well, aren't you? Yeah, on iPhone there's not 3 dots, there's just a search box. So in iPhone there's this search box at the top here. So you can search in there. And you type in there. So you so if someone sent you a message, say they sent you a ticket or something like that, you can type ticket into search and it will find all the messages that got tickets. So if you can't remember where that message was, you can type in something that you want to look for and type into the search box and you'll find the information you're looking for. So I've got into the social group and I'm going to search for Christmas and see what comes up. So there's a comment about a Christmas tree. So you'll find things that that exist in your existing messages. So everyone managed to find the search box. We've got the search box here, right? So you can type. So you're looking for your messages now. Yeah, so you typed in and you can see you've got several versions. So you can go up and down the button.
A lot of features don't work.
So has everyone used the search function? So when you search for something, it will find all the matches. If there's more than one match, it'll tell you how many matches there are, and you'll see up and down buttons. And you can go up or down through the matches. So say you put in Toni in our group, and there's lots of messages from Toni, and it might say there's 39 matches, and then you can go up and down. There's some up and down buttons that will take you through all the ones that exist. So if you go to Fargo Social Group, you'll see that. So, how you're doing with search? Did you remember that? Yeah, I think most of you have kind of got familiar with using WhatsApp. Do you use WhatsApp? Yeah. You do, right? Okay, so just want to make a distinction between searching in a group or chat or searching within all of your chats. So if you open your WhatsApp and you've got all your chats showing on your screen, and you search at the top bar, you're searching across all of the chats. So if you search for me and put my name in, you'd probably find me only in the 5 Bells computer groups, because that's probably where you see my chats. But if you search for one of your friends, it'll show up where they exist in your chats. If you open a chat with a group or a person, and you search within that group, then you can search for that for a topic. You can say, finding the time you talked about, meeting at the train station or something. You put in train station, and you find all the messages that had that mention in there. If you put in a short word like mess, M-E-S-S, it'll find the word message, for example, because mess is in that word message. So it's only looking for a match for what you typed in. So that's how you can search. Now, there was a question that came up. If you use AI search, and AI search is interesting because AI search goes beyond searching on your phone, and it looks for topics because it's AI. It goes and looks everywhere. So actually, if you search for our Christmas party, even though we haven't got it on our group, it does come up. It came up with the right date, didn't it?
Have you got it on the internet?
It says it searches the publicly available web pages, community websites, events listings, also our public posts on Meta platforms, Facebook, and Instagram.
So that includes Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Facebook, that's why. It's from
Yeah.
Facebook.
That's where it's on.
Yeah. Although I haven't actually advertised the party on Facebook, but every week I put a link in to our newsletter on Facebook.
Read the newsletter.
And it must have
Yeah, it must have
from
done,
that
yeah.
Facebook.
This is what we learn for the AI training, knowing what questions.
Exactly. That's a very
Where did you get this?
Yeah.
Well, it's publicly available, but I can't go to it.
That's exactly what it says. It kind of gets very defensive if you ask AI. So John did a very interesting thing there. So he used the AI search. So you might have noticed on your WhatsApp page there's a little blue button on the screen, and you can interact with the AI agent. Now, not everyone wants to do that. You can't remove that button. You can chat. So when you open WhatsApp, you'll see there's a little blue button on the bottom corner of your screen called AI. And if you click on that, you can have a chat with this AI bot, right? You're having a chat with an artificial intelligence, not a real person. And you can ask it questions, and it will respond to you. I don't use that feature very much, to be honest, but it's just another way of interacting with AI. And because it's an AI chatbot, it isn't restricted to what's on WhatsApp. It's a bit of a misleading AI search because it's not searching through your messages, it's searching the entire internet. So that's how the Christmas party comes up, even though it's not advertised on our WhatsApp group. The AI agent will find that because somewhere on the internet our party exists, clearly. So using AI within WhatsApp, basically most of these companies are embedding AI into all of the products. And WhatsApp, which belongs to Facebook, belongs to the same company that have Facebook, have put AI into WhatsApp.
So it didn't go into my emails.
No.
It didn't go into any other WhatsApp emails.
It will look through the public internet.
Yeah.
So if you've shared anything, you might have sent a friend a message on Facebook saying, I'm going to a Christmas party. That will now be accessible to an AI agent that's looking through Facebook. So Facebook or on the internet, as well as on your WhatsApp, that is searchable by the AI agent.
Copilot will do it as well, yeah?
And Copilot will do the same thing, but this is built into WhatsApp. So the AI is built into WhatsApp. So this is not. Well, you can use it independently, but they just happen to build it in. So when you're searching, you have the option of having AI there. So that's a kind of an unusual feature of WhatsApp. It's quite new. Actually, it only appeared this year. So at the beginning of this year, they added that feature to WhatsApp. And a lot of people said, well, I don't want that. Can I get rid of it? And I know a lot of people didn't like it. When they first introduced it, it was optional. And then within a month, they made it mandatory. You can't remove it. It's there.
There is something you can remove now.
Is that?
One of them, yes, because somebody said that it's driving them absolutely crazy, and
Right.
Steve found a way to remove it.
On WhatsApp?
I'm not sure if it was the WhatsApp or if it was Copilot. It was.
Might be Copilot.
It was.
Take Copilot out of something.
I can't remember
Even
who
the
it
choices
was.
there are being reduced. Yeah, not everyone is happy about the fact that this is being sort of forced on people.
Yeah.
But the software providers, their argument is we don't have to use it. It's just there, right? But of course.
It's in the way.
It is there, it's in the way, you know.
But it's actually in the way.
It's in the way. It's there. You don't have a choice, right? So AI agent is on WhatsApp, and you can chat with it. But you can ask it things like, you know, about the weather, the time, train timetables, you know, and it will reply back. But again, as always with AI, check. Don't trust all the information you get back, because it's not always right. So yeah, the blue circle on the main chat screen is the AI agent. When you open WhatsApp, it'll always be there. And underneath it is a green button, which just allows you to, actually it allows you to select a contact to have a chat with. So you can either start a chat by choosing an existing group, you know, so if I want to talk to one of my friends, I can pick them by name, or I can press the big green button and it will take me to the contacts list and say, choose someone you want to chat with. You've got two ways. So if you haven't had a chat with someone and you want to talk to someone, you can press that green button and search through your contacts list. And if you do that now, if you go to your WhatsApp page and just open chats, don't go into a chat, you'll see the AI, the little blue and purple circle, and underneath it a green button. If you click on the green button, it'll open up a list of all your friends.
Yes. Very few people have the same thing.
It's different on everything. It's slightly different on Apple. Let me have a look at the Apple screen, because I can never remember what the Apple screen looks like. Has anyone tried the AI chat? Yeah? Did you want to use it? Yeah. Oh, really? Okay, so there's a good example of getting some useful information, right?
You just type the weather in London.
Yeah. Wow, okay. Yeah, so if you're bored, you want someone to talk to, you can talk to the AI chat. Okay, so we've used search to search for messages or search for people. You can use search either within all your chats or within a chat. I think within all your chats, it's probably better to search for a person. So you're looking for someone, and then that'll get you to their messages, and then within their messages, you search for something you've talked about. It's generally the better way. And you've got to have something in mind that you know that you want to try and recall. And it's usually something. Remember, most messages are ephemeral. You have a chat and it's gone, and you don't really need to go back to that chat. It's just like talking to someone in the street. You don't need to remember what you said. But if you had exchanged some information about something that you need to know, something like having arranged a meeting or going out somewhere, you might want to know what time you've arranged to meet. You might want to go back to that chat. Ordinarily, I don't think the search function is not something you're going to use often, but occasionally it's a useful thing. AI will search through your messages, but will search across the internet as well, so it can be a bit misleading, and you can just ask it general questions. So that it just shows you that.
What was different from asking Meta versus asking Google?
So there are multiple AI engines now. So you can use various AI engines to get the same kind of information. And the only reason that you might want to use the AI built into WhatsApp is that they're very, very easy to access. There's a single button to access it. Otherwise, you could go to a browser, open Google and search in there. Here it's within your WhatsApp app. So they're kind of trying to steer you towards using their AI agent when you use WhatsApp. But you don't have to, you can leave it alone, you don't have to talk to the AI bot. I've used it for a few chats just to kind of play around with it, but I haven't used it for anything really important. But you can see, most people use WhatsApp just for sending messages, and I know quite a few of you use it for sharing photographs. You can use it for making calls. But I just wanted to show you can use, there's a little bit more power built into the messaging system whereby you can search for things, you can use the AI engine and so on. We'll do a little bit more after the break. We'll have a little early break for tea. We'll come back and do a few more things. We'll talk about voice messages after the break. The Meta AI search will search outside of the WhatsApp environment and go search across the internet and will return information. You can use the AI chatbot to access AI, so that was a useful little learning. Frank made an interesting comment. When you're using the search, you type in something, it's not case sensitive. So you don't have to remember, if you're typing in Karen, you don't have to put capital K, it will still find someone's name. If you put in something in lowercase, it will find things even if it's partially in uppercase and so on. So it's not sensitive about upper and lowercase. So those are useful things. And as I said earlier, you know, search is a good way of finding messages that you've got somewhere tucked away and you know, lost the information. You can go to search by subject or by person and find their messages. Okay, so we've extended WhatsApp from beyond just sending messages, understanding when the message has been sent and received with the ticks, using it to send photos, and now you know, we looked at using the search function. So another thing that that WhatsApp has, you don't have to type. You know, we're used to typing messages. You can send a voice message. So again, when you open WhatsApp, you'll notice along the bottom there, there's a little picture of a microphone. So where you would normally type, there's a microphone icon. And if you click on that, you can talk at the phone and it will create a voice record and send that voice message. The other person will get a little recording of what you said. So, and I know there's a few people in our group who use that feature. So again, if you open your WhatsApp,
Are we all going to try that now then?
you can try it now. Yeah, we can again use the social group is probably the easiest thing if you have that. And there's a green again on Android. It's a green microphone. I'm not sure what it looks like on iPhone. Anyone here with an iPhone?
Yes,
Yeah. So is there a green microphone there? So pick a group. Yeah. Okay. So find and yeah, got a little microphone there. Yeah. If you press that, you can now talk at it, and it will make a little recording of your voice.
You mean you just speak on the phone?
Yeah. Exactly that. Yeah. Testing.
Yeah.
So has everyone found their voice message button on their WhatsApp? So you can send, I can hear lots of voice messages. So you can send a text message, you can type something and send a normal message by typing. You can send a photograph or a video, and you can send a voice message. So when might that be useful? When might you use a voice message, do you think, rather than typing it out?
If you've broken your right hand.
Yes, yes, you can't type, or you're wearing gloves in winter. So there are times when it's awkward to type, where you know, my typing's terrible. So sometimes it's easier to talk, you know, rather than type something out. Obviously, if you're in a quiet environment like a library, you're better off typing than shouting at your phone.
I use it when I'm driving.
Oh yes, that's a good.
Well, no, I
car.
dictate my messages
Dictate
when
it.
I'm driving.
Right.
I don't actually, because you have to hold the button down to record. I say, hey Siri, will you send a message? Will you send a WhatsApp message to?
Right. So actually, that's another level. That's interesting. So now you're using the AI on your phone to talk to WhatsApp to send a message. So yes, you can do that. So there are phones that will allow you to use the AI on the phone to do something. So yes. So that actually, the AI will actually type it out. I think it will send it as a text message.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
Rather than voice message. Even though you're talking to AI, the AI agent then converts it to typing.
Correct.
So that's voice to text. But here you're actually sending your voice. So you press on the microphone and talk at it. What the other person receives is a little recording of you talking.
How do you turn the voice into text?
That's a separate thing. That's a separate thing. So you can actually do that when you from your keyboard actually on your phone as well. But that's not a WhatsApp thing. WhatsApp allows you to send a text message, a voice message, or a photograph. So you can send different kinds of messages depending on which button you press. If you just open the box at the bottom, you type in it, press the camera button, you can send a picture, press the microphone button, and you can send a voice message. And those are really the three choices you have of a kind of message that you can send. Okay, so when WhatsApp started, you could only send text messages. There weren't any other ways of communicating with WhatsApp. Then they added telephony, so you could make a telephone call using WhatsApp. And then they added photographs, and they've added voice messages. So the list of things you can do with the app has expanded over time, which is what usually happens with things like that.
Can I just confirm that when you use the phone WhatsApp, it's free?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it uses data. So when you're making a telephone call on WhatsApp, whether you're calling someone in the UK or America or New Zealand or wherever, it's not a phone call. So you're not paying a phone call for the phone call. But you are sending data. Now, depending on where you get your data from, if you're on Wi-Fi, then of course you've paid for your Wi-Fi on a monthly plan, so you're using your Wi-Fi. If you're out and about, you're using your mobile data, and again you pay for a certain amount of data, so be careful what you send. If you're sending pictures and you're out and about, then you might use up quite a lot of your data. Sending a text message doesn't use very much data at all. So you have to think about, are you getting close to your data limit on your data plan if you're away from Wi-Fi?
How do you know how much data you've got?
Well, so WhatsApp doesn't tell you that. You know from your plan, your phone can actually tell you. So if you pay for 2 gigs a month, you can see how much you've used every month. There is a way on your phone of seeing how much data you've used.
And you were saying that. I think you said that one of the phones takes up a lot of data, but do phone calls take up a lot of data?
No. So a regular phone call doesn't use any data at all.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, that's a separate. So when you get your plan, you pay for your SIM card every month. They'll give you so many minutes of phone calls, so many texts, and there's a certain amount of data. And mostly they don't care about how many phone calls you make. They'll give you an unlimited number because you're not using anything that costs them money to send. So.
Only if you send.
If you call abroad, of course
Yes.
that's different. You're making an international call, and there's a cost associated with that. When you are abroad and you're calling, of course there is a cost because now you're making an international call. So be careful about that.
And
WhatsApp
also,
was free, wasn't it, in the international call to America or anything?
On WhatsApp they are, but not using the phone.
No, that's
Using the phone will cost you phone call cost.
so
Yeah.
international phone calls, do it on WhatsApp.
Yeah. I use WhatsApp pretty much for all my calls. I don't have a landline. I just use my phone for all calls.
Sorry, what happens when, let's say, I got a SIM card for £5 or euros, and I don't any longer top up my telephone SIM card, and I've registered it with WhatsApp, let's say WhatsApp. What happens when it expired, my telephone
Okay, so that's
credit, no more credit?
So that's a good question from Milva. So if you've got a SIM card and it's got a number, and that's the number you use for WhatsApp. Remember, WhatsApp identifies you by your phone number.
Yeah.
So when people send you emails, they know you by your email address. When people send you a WhatsApp, WhatsApp identifies you by phone number. And so if you no longer have that SIM, what happens? So if you lose that SIM, you can't make a phone call anymore because you no longer have any credit for making a normal phone call. You won't have any more data, but you can have Wi-Fi clearly. That number, as far as WhatsApp are concerned, is just an identity. So it doesn't stop WhatsApp messages being sent because that identity still exists. The problem could arise, however, and you've got to be careful about numbers that no longer belong to you, is that the phone company could give that number to someone else and they could go to the WhatsApp account and you could get a conflict. So ideally you want to use an active phone number as your WhatsApp identity. Don't use expired numbers because they can cause problems.
can I also ask you, if you make calls within the UK, so basically local calls.
On WhatsApp you're talking about
On
now?
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Does it make any difference if you're on Wi-Fi or not?
So making calls on WhatsApp, it doesn't distinguish between local and remote calls. So it doesn't matter if it's an international call or a local call, it's just a call. And the only thing that you get charged for when you're using WhatsApp for making telephone calls is the data you use. And if you're at home and using Wi-Fi, you've paid for the data already on your monthly Wi-Fi plan. If you're out and about and you're using your mobile data, you've already paid for that. So you're not paying any extra for the call. Yeah, right.
If you receive a call on WhatsApp from somebody who's not a contact,
Mm-hmm.
so you just get the phone number.
Yeah.
Can you ask WhatsApp who it is, or do you just have to treat it like a phone call?
Right. So the question is, when you get a phone call on WhatsApp from someone you don't know, so you just see their phone number come up, and you get that with tradespeople. I sometimes I had to get some plumbing done recently, and I put a request out for some work, and about 3 or 4 plumbers called me on WhatsApp, and I didn't know who they were. The number just came up, and they actually texted me first of all saying I can do the job. You don't know who they are. No, there is no way of identifying them.
You just treat it like
it's just
like
a
phone
cold
call.
call. It's just like a phone call, and you don't know the person.
Be very suspicious.
Yeah.
Just be very careful. Don't give away any information to a number that you don't recognise.
Yeah.
And WhatsApp actually, like we've just set Brian's WhatsApp up here, it actually says allow calls from unknown numbers, and we said no to that
Right.
for
Yeah.
him.
If you turn that off, then you won't be able to receive numbers from
that
the
you don't
plumber.
know. Yeah,
The
you have to
plumber
put them in your contacts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How can you get that facility that to stop calls from unknown numbers? How can you get
There's a setting in WhatsApp. There's a whole bunch of settings. There's a whole bunch of things in WhatsApp you can do, but I'm not going into it. It's probably better for a Tuesday. So, for example, one of the questions that came up, I can't remember who asked now. You get pictures. Oh, really? You asked, didn't you? You get lots of pictures turn up on your phone, and they can take up quite a lot of space.
Yeah.
You can choose what happens with those photographs. You can choose whether they get stored on your phone and backed up. You can choose to delete them. If you send up, we just sent a bunch of photographs out of the social group. They do take up space on your phone.
Yeah.
So you can delete them,
Yeah.
or you can save them. You can choose what you do. You have to manage. It's just another place where you receive stuff, just like email, and you have to think about what you want to keep, what you want to delete, and so on.
Where can you save them?
It automatically the pictures get automatically saved to your photo gallery.
To gallery.
The gallery.
Yeah.
So all the WhatsApp ones going to gallery as well.
The ones you
Yeah.
take, you're talking about.
The ones
Yes,
people
so-
send you. Now you can choose not to save them. You can choose not to save them. In WhatsApp there is a setting that says don't save them. And if you're the kind of person where your friend sends you lots of pictures and you want to look at them once and you don't need to save them, then don't save them to
You
gallery.
can just delete them.
Yeah, you can just delete them as you go. Yeah. But you can choose if you want to save them or not. Yeah.
Is there any security issues with WhatsApp?
So what are the security implications? So I have a little thing on security. So WhatsApp actually is pretty secure. So it is encrypted. But in fact, WhatsApp was the first widespread messaging platform to be encrypted. So I'd say it's pretty safe from that point of view. There was a WhatsApp hack last year, and I'll talk about that and how you can mitigate against being hacked. So voice messages, we've just sent voice message. I heard a couple of things. When you get a voice message, when you open it, you can hear the message, right? But if someone sent you something that you think might be private, you might not want the room to hear what the message is. There is a feature on WhatsApp where you can convert that voice message to a written text. Even though they send you a voice message, you can convert it to written text. So if you open one of the voice messages that you've just got, there are a bunch of them just now on the social, at the bottom of the message, if you have the feature turned on, you'll see a little word that says transcribe. Now you have to turn that feature on if it isn't being turned on.
Sorry, how do you open it?
So open one of your voice messages.
I've got that voice message.
Okay, no, you haven't got transcribe buttons. You have to go into settings and no, I think it's WhatsApp settings actually.
Oh, WhatsApp settings.
Yeah.
So I don't quite know how to get into those. Settings. Yeah.
And search for transcribe.
I'm listening to this, Salim, because
Yeah,
I've
so
tried
go
to
to
do that before.
Yeah, we've done it before, haven't we?
We have done it before, but I can't see the word
No, I can't find it either on.
Chats. Is it in chats?
Is it chats? Yes.
Chat settings, yes.
Voice
in chat
message
settings.
transcribe, yes, in chats.
It's in
Voice
chat settings.
message
Chat.
transcribe.
No,
Read your
transcript.
transcripts, yes.
Go back.
Voice message
Go to
transcripts.
chat.
Choose language, let's choose English.
Voice message
Set
transcript.
up now.
Okay.
And let's see if it understands John's message,
Right.
because most
Yeah,
things
we
have
want to
trouble with Scottish accents.
I'm going to say it to Mary.
Yeah, knows talking to me in
Language
English.
language
Yeah.
That's what we've done now.
Okay.
If you now go back to your chat, yes, now go back to the social group. You go to one, now you've got transcribe button. And so you hit transcribe now,
Oh, I see.
it'll convert that.
What does the transcribe one look like?
Transcribe. Have you got that?
Oh, that's cool. Yes, so have I.
Read your voice messages.
Oh, with four none of them.
Yeah, so why wouldn't it show up as that? I don't know.
Oh, might restart your phone.
That's all right, I'll do that.
Nothing all else fails.
Yeah.
You've got transcribe.
No,
No transcribe.
no, because we've gone through the settings on.
Yeah, a few people have come up with no transcribe
It
option.
doesn't come up with any option.
Even though it's turned on, even though it's turned on. Okay, so what we've learned about message transcripts seems to be that there's a lot of variability.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Variability. So some people have got it working and others haven't. And it's not entirely clear why, so that's something I'll have to do a little bit of research on. So it's not a feature I use very often, but if you get a voice message and you're in a quiet place, you want to read it, it's nicer to have it text rather than try to listen to someone's message in a noisy environment. But yeah, for some reason, it doesn't seem to be working on every phone. It could be that the operating system needs an update, could be the app needs an update. If you haven't used it before and you first enable it, it downloads a little dictionary, which is the words to text dictionary. It's quite big, so it'll take a little bit of time to download. But even those people who have turned it on and the dictionary's been downloaded, it doesn't seem to be working just yet. Maybe it takes a while for the dictionary to fully complete the download. But yeah, that's something we'll look into. Right, so you can also use WhatsApp on other devices. I don't know if anyone here does that. If anyone here got a tablet that will use it? You do?
Tablet and my
Tablet.
computer.
Yeah, so you've got them linked.
Yeah.
So that's a really nice feature actually. So you can install the WhatsApp tablet app on your tablet and link it to your phone. Because remember, your WhatsApp sort of identity is your phone number, so it's linked to your phone. Your tablet doesn't normally have a phone number, so what you do, you can install WhatsApp on your tablet, link it to your phone or to your computer, and now your messages will be on another device. And you'll see the same messages here on your phone, you can see on a tablet or your home PC. And that's quite a nice feature, and I actually use that on my laptop because I've got a bigger screen. It's nicer to read your messages on a bigger screen. So if you want to do that, you can do that. When you on the laptop, you go to this page, it's web.whatsapp.com, and you can link. It comes up with a QR code in WhatsApp. At the top again, going back to those the settings, there's an option called Link Devices. If you click on Link Devices, you can link your phone to another device. So again, if you open your WhatsApp, you'll see the option. On Android, it's the three buttons at the top, and it's got a little button called Linked Devices. And on mine, there's a little dot next to it, a little red dot that tells me I have linked some devices. I've got mine.
And that's in your profile, isn't that where you get a QR code that you can share with other people and it gives them your phone number without you having to type anything? Does that?
No, I'm not sure. I don't know. I never tried that.
I thought
On the
that's
WhatsApp profile.
I think so.
So if you go to settings, you can see linked devices. Yeah, you got those. Is that finished now doing its thing? Linked device. Yeah, so what happens when you have another device, it will come up with a QR code and you point your phone at it and they'll link it and then you'll see your messages on your other device. Right, okay, that's a good point. Okay, here's something I just learned from Toni. So, on WhatsApp, you have your own profile on WhatsApp. If you go to settings, you'll see your own picture there on the phone. And next to your profile picture is a little picture of a QR code. Click on that. It creates a QR code so other people can scan that and get your contact details. So you don't have to tell them what your number is. If you want to have someone send you a message on WhatsApp, instead of giving them your phone number, you might not remember it, you can show them that QR code. They can scan that and they'll get your contact details.
Sorry.
So go to WhatsApp and settings.
Yeah, go to settings.
And you'll see your profile picture.
Yeah,
Okay, and there's a little QR code there.
okay.
That's what, you can share that with people and they'll get your contact. Yeah. Okay. So that QR code allows you to share only your WhatsApp contact details with someone, and they can use their WhatsApp app to scan your code. and you can share your WhatsApp contact details that way. You have to be in the same room to be able to put the phones together to scan the details.
It's not working.
If you're sending your WhatsApp details to someone who's not near you, then obviously you just send them your phone number. You send them a text saying, this is, send them an email saying, this is my phone number, I'm on WhatsApp, and then they can find you on WhatsApp. But if you're, if the two of you are in the same room, then you can share your WhatsApp contact by using the QR code. So I didn't know that. Thanks, Tony. That's a new snippet. There's always something new you learn on these sessions. Right, there was a question about security. So WhatsApp security. So security is two or three parts to a security message, really. There's one part which is around other messages secure. And I'd argue that they are pretty secure. They're encrypted. So if you send a message to someone, the information in that message, it's very difficult for someone to intercept that message. Okay, so WhatsApp is pretty safe from that point of view. However, there was a scam earlier this year that became very popular, where you'd get a message from someone saying, I've lost my PIN code and had it sent to you. Can you send it to me, please? What they've done, they've got your WhatsApp information and logged into WhatsApp pretending to be you. Now WhatsApp is smart. It says, well, I don't know who you are. I'm going to send you a code and you need to enter that code. And of course it goes to the original owner. And that person then sends you a message saying, my code has gone to you by mistake. Can you send me your code? Never share any PIN code you get with anyone else. But some people did. And that person can now enter that code and take over your WhatsApp account. And then the scam that they had was they then send messages to your friends saying, help, I'm in trouble, I've got no money, please can you send me some money? And of course some of your friends might think, oh my goodness, Salim's in trouble, he needs some money, and might send me some. Other people might think he's living, he's gone mad. Not got sending any money. But that was the scam, and some people did get trapped by that scam. So the way to avoid that is to turn two-factor authentication. So if someone tries to log in as you, because all they need is your phone number, right? And that's a public thing, it's not a secret thing. Tries to log in as you and tries to get a PIN number, they still won't be able to log in without the two-factor authentication. Only you will know your secret PIN. It's a 6-digit PIN, and it's worth turning that on. So again, if you go into settings on WhatsApp, I think quite a few of you have done this because we've done this quite many times. You go into settings, and I think it's an account security. I think. I can't remember it is. Oh, it's a settings account. It's got two-step verification, they call it, not two-factor authentication. And you can have two-step verification turned on. If you already have it turned on, don't have occasionally you'll get asked for a PIN code. WhatsApp asks for that PIN code very infrequently, roughly every month. But it's just a check to make sure that you are the authorized person to read your messages and that someone else hasn't hacked your account. Again, if you haven't got it set, we can set it up now. I think most of you probably have got that already set up. In your account, you can give WhatsApp doesn't need your email address, they only know you by your phone number. It's not like email, they don't need to know your email address. But giving them your email address gives another security point. If you do lose your account or you lose your phone, they've got another way of contacting you to send you a security code so you can get back into your account. So I do have two-factor authentication turned on, and I have my email address in my WhatsApp account. So they've got another way of contacting me.
How do you let them have the email account?
Sorry?
How do you let them?
So again, it's in settings. If you go to settings account, there's a place where you can put in your email. So in your account, it says email address, and you put your email address in. So go to settings.
I want to settings.
Account.
I want to say account.
And email address, and in there should be your email address.
Yeah,
so we talked about using PIN numbers that are easy to remember. It's 6 digits. And what I recommend you use a birth date, an easy to remember birth date. Not your own. Not your own. Because people might know that. Bad people might know that. But yeah, so set up two-factor authentication. You need a 6-digit PIN. and make sure your email address is in your account settings. So if you lose your phone or you get a new phone, they've got another way of sending you a security code so you can re-enable your account. WhatsApp usually will get backed up to the cloud. On an iPhone, that means it will go to iCloud. On an Android, it will go to Google Drive. That's not terribly important. You could argue you don't really care about the messages, they're not really that important. The time it becomes important is again when you get a new phone or you lose your phone and you want to restore the data. Not so much for the messages, but for all the contacts on there and the groups that you belong to and so on. So I think it's really important to back up, and again we can set that up on a Tuesday. I don't back up the pictures that appear on WhatsApp because I'm not terribly interested in keeping them. So I back up the messages but not the pictures. And again, you can choose what you want to back up. Again, you can use a passkey for your WhatsApp account. I think two-factor authentication is sufficient, but WhatsApp were suggesting and recommending people add another level of security. So originally, all we had was our phone number and a PIN code. Then they said use two-factor authentication, and now they're saying, well, maybe add a passkey as well. This was all prompted by the fact that there were these hacks going on at the beginning of the year, and people were upset about the hacks.
Can I ask a question? Some people have a system whereby their messages disappear after a while.
Yes.
If you back them up, will they disappear as well?
That's a good question, actually. Yes, you can, on messages, you can set your messages to be permanent or temporary. If they're set to disappear, you can set a time to disappear after 7 days or 30 days or whatever. And some people, I have some friends who don't like their messages to be kept. And their argument is that these are all ephemeral things. It's a chat, you don't need to keep it, and they don't want them to be there. If you back those up, those are still, they will delete. They won't be saved. There is a way of saving a message that's been marked. In fact, I think there are different ways of marking it. You can mark it so it can't be saved, or it can be saved, and so on. But yeah, some people mark their messages so they can't be saved. We don't do that on the 5 Bells Social Club and Tech Club. And the main reason for that, there's quite lots of snippets of information that people have asked for in the past. Questions that have arisen, and we've answered them. And it's quite nice to have that trail. If the same question comes up, we can go back and use the search function to find that answer, and rather than reinvent it. Yeah.
I just wondered, is there any point of clearing some messages that we don't really want? In other words, to like the emails, not to keep so many.
You can go back through and delete them. So remember, the messages don't take up a lot of space, so I don't bother with messages, but the pictures do, and so I do delete pictures, and I get pictures coming through, I go through and delete them, especially videos. Videos take up a lot of space. Yeah, we get a couple of friends to send videos. They're nice to look at, holiday videos, but I don't need to keep them on my phone, so I choose not to save them, and I will delete them.
How do you back up to the cloud?
So that's an iCloud setting. That's not a WhatsApp. So there's a setting in.
No, it's not a WhatsApp setting.
Well, maybe it is actually. Maybe it is a setting. I should have to look. I set it up ages ago, so I can't remember that. I think it might be in storage and data. It might be in storage and data.
Yeah.
I thought all WhatsApp messages were stored in the cloud, and it's only if you download them that they're actually on your phone. I thought they don't take up the space.
Yeah, so they are they are on the phone. They're mostly actually on the phone. They don't keep them on the servers. That's part of their security thing. So they don't exist. A message is sent from the sender to the recipient, and it's on your phone. You can then choose to back it up in your cloud account. But WhatsApp don't keep any copies of messages. Unlike an email, where the email provider keeps a copy of your email, and you can either copy it to your computer or view it in their server. But there is a copy at the provider's side. With WhatsApp, there's no copy on their servers. They just act as it's like the post office. They send the message from the sender to the recipient, but they have no knowledge of it. It's like a sealed envelope along the way, and they don't keep a copy of it. So there's no audit trail of a WhatsApp message, which is why the crooks like use it. As did Johnson's government, cabinet ministers, they used WhatsApp because they knew there was no audit trail. Once you throw the phone away and delete the messages, there's no way of finding out what was said. So you can do all your dodgy dealings on WhatsApp, and it's very hard to show what happened. So that's a good and a bad thing, right? Depending on who uses it. So yeah, so WhatsApp, that's part of its security processes that don't keep messages. So backing up to the cloud. We can look again. We can look at that on Tuesday. I know several people have come in and we did set up cloud. We looked at cloud last time, mainly from a photographic point of view, but you can back up things to the cloud. On top of WhatsApp security, which is really something that we've talked about before, this is a repeat of things we spoke about in some other of these sessions. Make sure your phone is up to date. Always use the screen lock. Make sure you've got a PIN or a fingerprint or Face ID, something so if your phone is taken from you, it's locked. And again, turn on Find My Phone. These are nothing really to do with WhatsApp, but I'm just kind of repeating things that we said on previous sessions around keeping your phone secure. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you.